Hi and welcome to another edition of Onside SA, the soccer show that makes you keep up to speed with what's going on in South Africa, of course Europe, and mostly last one standing. And Hilton won it, but
yeah, Hilton, still doing his Tour de Natal.
Tour de Natal, he should. It's a hard thing to win, and we're starting again. And just to get you up to speed, that I've got all the little facts in front of me. It starts this weekend. Now, there's a Friday night game.
Yeah, there's two games on Friday. If the guys want to, I'll pick one of them. I need their choices by 1700 hours or 5 o'clock.
Well, but if you haven't got them by then, they can't have one of those.
No, well, the game, but you've got to make, otherwise guys phone you 8 o'clock, so I want to pick West Ham to beat Fulham. Guys, you all know.
Well, that would be the obvious pick.
Yeah, 5 o'clock. Close off time, and because what
if
I'll
they
do
don't
is,
come, then they're committed to the Saturday.
Then they've got to come Saturday morning, 10 o'clock.
Saturday morning, 10 o'clock, and then we roll from there.
Rolling as usual, Paul.
And again, it's the bragging rights. Everybody, our international pundit Stevie B, he's in the tournament. Michael Aboud, the Egyptian cross-dresser, Derek Ramsey, and Charlie Pigram. They are useless. The four of them can't even get to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and they live there.
And they live there. They live right on top of the football. But it starts this weekend, and. Just to mention, for the first time, there's going to be a midweek selection day.
We're doing the first three. Paul, there's 10 weeks to go, 10 weeks. The FA Cup, 16th of March, ruins that weekend. So what we'll do will be it'll be this weekend, then the midweek, and obviously the following weekend. So everybody will get notice, Paul.
That's right. Are you
as usual.
Every guy's in there is contactable.
Yeah. After they win, they get the well done WhatsApp, just a reminder as well.
All right, let's go to, not in the studio this week. He's at an eye operation, Stevie B. Maybe he'll take the blinkers off at Fulham. But Stevie, are you on the line?
I am. Good morning to you both.
Stevie, good morning. I hope your eyes are coming right.
Yeah, I can see you clearly, thanks.
Steve, the VAR, you obviously watched the Man City game.
Yeah.
4 minutes for a penalty. That's too long, isn't it?
It does make you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, the referee, I think, obviously gave a corner, and 4 minutes later, it's a penalty and it's in the back of the net. Ultimately, some could argue it's the right decision, but it's just the time it took to get there was painful.
Yeah, I was watching the Atletico Juventus game, and I had my laptop on, and it froze, so I knew, and it came up penalty, and when I crossed channels. It just went on, and the players were moaning. To me, the third official, or the VAR assistant in the booth, he's got to make the decision. Don't let the referee run off and let him make the decision.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that, that didn't help anybody. And I think I did hear as well that there was a problem with the pitch side VAR. So it was all having to be done, as it happens, by the remote one. But, 4 minutes or whatever it was that took, it's too long. There's got to be... a decision has got to be made and the game has to flow.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Stevie, Tuesday, Champions League, no goals. Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Lyon, Barcelona, not a goal came out of it.
I think at the end of the day, obviously Liverpool and their fans are going to be disappointed, but, if they weren't going to win, that was the only good result. So, Bayern came and did a job. Every time you saw a Liverpool player anywhere near the box, they were surrounded by white shirts. Bayern will come at them a lot more in the second leg, and I guess that opens it up for Liverpool to counter-attack. And I think they need Virgil van Dijk back because they did look shaky in the first half at the back, Liverpool, even though Bayern didn't create much. So I think, I don't think that game's over by a long way. I think that if Liverpool can score away, score at least one away goal, I think they've got a good chance.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the Barcelona game. I don't know how it ended up 0-0, but I think they'll go through. And I agree. If Mane had his shooting boots on, I think Liverpool would have won easily.
Yeah, they were the better side.
They seem to. They didn't get that many clear-cut chances, but the ones they got, they sort of snatched that.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more composure in the away leg and take their chances.
Yeah.
So I think that one is all to play for.
Yeah, I think it should be a crack in the second leg. Now, Steve, I warned you Atletico Madrid would upset Juventus. Did you see that game?
I only just saw the goals.
I
was again, there was a VAR issue there in the first half, wasn't there?
Yeah.
But that's a big result. I think that I think that's going to be hard for Juventus to turn around. Atletico are a good side. They're a relatively settled side. They've got a good manager. They play a certain way, and I think, as you say, there are a lot of people's dark horses. Everyone in Spain looks towards Barcelona and Real Madrid, but Atletico are a good side.
Yeah. Steve, I would go on to say that they have the best defence in Europe. Oblak in goals is worth big money. That Juan Fran at the right back, he's experienced. The two centre-halves for me are the best two in the world. The two Uruguayans, Godin and Jimenez. And Philip Luis at left back. They were superb. And I felt for Ronaldo last night because, they were just non-existent. I've always said that they lack creativity in the middle of the park. Dybala was shocking, the Argentinian. Yeah. And what the guys who played in the World Cup final, Croatia, was doing, Mandzukic, I don't know. He was a statue the whole game, yeah? But it was a matter of time before Atletico scored,
yeah? I'm very surprised if Juventus could sort of find another level and win by 3 goals there. So, it looks like they're going to have 3 Spanish teams through to the last 8.
Yeah, it looks like it. Steve, Maurizio Sarri, what is the latest? I know they play Malmo tonight in the Europa League.
They're obviously, I guess they're waiting for at least the next week. I mean, the next week, they're going to win tonight and go through tonight against Malmo. I can't see any issue there. But, they could easily get well beaten again by City, and then they've got Tottenham in the league during the week. They lose those 2 games, and you just think, are they going to just put up with it? I mean, they've just not been playing well, and the crowd are now getting at him. You can't see any future at all. I mean, the bookies have almost stopped taking bets on him going, haven't they? So it's just a case of when, I think, now.
Yeah.
Steve, just wanted to ask you another couple of questions that are important, and the League Cup final, you got a take on that?
Well, I can't see beyond City. I mean, obviously, only a week or so ago, they dismantled Chelsea 6-0. You can't see, a complete turnaround unless, something unusual happens. So, I would think that City are going to win that.
Yeah,
I think they're going to win that comfortably.
Yeah, I agree too. Steve, just to change your course, I see Man City have bought another club. Now, that's 7 clubs that they have shares in. Don't you think that's a bit, unfair?
Well, I mean, they made it very clear that they want to have own either in whole or partly clubs on every continent. It does make you wonder that FIFA don't look at this, because there is some sort of, if it was, some sort of anti-competition rules, then you would think, if you look at what they're doing, I mean, they're basically, but they've made it clear that Manchester City is their premier team, and these others that you can see, if they New York City in the MLS discover some young super talent, I mean, where's he going to go?
Yeah.
He's obviously just going to come to City. They've got they've got agreements with lots of other clubs as well. Yeah. There's something about it doesn't look right. It doesn't smell right.
Well, there were 2 instances, Steve, that can you remember the Frank Lampard instance? He left Chelsea, signed for New York City, and then he came back on loan to Man City, and he played against Chelsea. Now, to me, that's it stinks. And the other one is the Girona situation. They bought the club. I think they got 85%. They've kept 40% and given the other 44% to Pep Guardiola's brother, who's an agent. Now, if that, what is that?
That's nepotism.
It's
very
just
incestuous.
very incestuous. Yeah, FIFA are a joke. Yeah.
That they basically fund and they have a deal with the Ghanaian FC for their sort of academy for young stars.
Yeah.
And effectively, the ups for them, they're allowed to cherry pick the best of the young players, and they can send them wherever they want. And so, it's almost like, they're just finding a way to feed through the best players to whichever club they want in the City football group.
Well, nothing you can do if FIFA allow it.
To do it, but whether or not it's the right thing, and whether or not it should be looked into.
Yeah. Steve, on to the serious game of the weekend, Man United, Liverpool. Can you smell an upset?
Yeah, no, great game. I mean, in the past, they've always been in big games, and I think this season, particularly now with United sort of having turned the corner, I think it'll be a close game. I mean, I think that they both had sort of hard games. United had a tough game and a great win at Chelsea in the Cup. Liverpool also had a tough game. I've got a feeling that's more likely to be a draw, but I don't think that either team are going to win if there was a winner by more than 1 goal.
Yeah. Steve, Burnley, Tottenham. Burnley have come right unbeaten in 7. Can you see them,
Holding the mark.
They have come well. They're a hard team, but I think Tottenham have had a break this week, and my understanding is that Harry Kane could be back.
Yeah.
So I think Tottenham will get back on track, and I think that they could well win that.
Okay, how's your boys Fulham tomorrow night at West Ham?
Well, I mean, for us, it's at some point, we're getting to that point now where we have to find a way to start winning away from home, because if we don't, we are down. West Ham, when we played them just before Christmas, we completely outplayed them in the first half.
Yeah.
Went in at half-time 2-0 down. I don't know. I've heard that there are rumblings at the club. It's not a happy ship at the moment. So I'm hoping for the best, but I suspect we'll come away disappointed.
Yeah. Steve, on to the championship. There's a couple of big games this weekend. Norwich, Bristol City. How do you see that going?
No, really big game. I mean, obviously Norwich had a good win last week. Bristol City were in cup duty, still obviously on their great run in the league. I think Norwich might just edge that. I think that they came back with a little bit of form, winning at Leeds and then big win at Bolton. I think that sitting at the top now, I think Norwich will just edge that one. But that will be a good game. There'll be goals.
Yeah, and 2 disappointments of the Premiership, obviously the Championship. Stoke City are at home to Aston Villa.
Yeah, I mean, this was a good game when they played at Villa Park. I think Villa have just been incredibly disappointing, and they're sort of every time I think that they're going to sort of force their way closer to the playoffs, they fall away. I can see Stoke winning that. I'm not sure that Villa are just doing enough to win games at the moment.
Yeah, and West Brom, Sheffield United.
Yeah, no, that really is going to be a good game. I think West Brom sort of came back with a very late winner the other night at QPR to get themselves back into just on the verge of an automatic promotion place. Sheffield United, as we know, are having a great run, but they don't travel as well.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be. I think there'll be goals there definitely, and I think West Brom might just edge that one.
Yeah, and the Brian Clough derby on Monday, Notts Forest against Derby.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge game, and especially this season with I think in a way sort of Forest being playing well. Derby had a very disappointing result last night.
I see they lost to Millwall. Yeah,
and I think they only had their first shot on target after about 75 minutes. It is a big derby. It is actually a very passionate derby. I think, but Derby played better away. So I think that's going to be a close game. I think it could be a draw.
All right, Steve. If I had to ask you for the upset of the Premiership, who'd you be going for, other than Fulham, that is?
Well, I can't even see that. It's there aren't. I mean, obviously with the cup, there aren't that many games this weekend.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I'm not sure. I mean, Southampton have been playing. Well, they're a hard team to beat. Arsenal play tonight. You just wonder whether or not Arsenal. They're playing. It's got to play a strong team tonight. They have to go through because they can't rely on their league position to get into the Champions League. So if there was going to be an upset, you never know. It could be Southampton at Arsenal.
Okay.
Steve, I've just got the league log here for the Championship, and I just want to get your opinion on it because, as you know, 2 automatically go through. You know the rules, but Norwich, 33 games, 63 points. Sheffield United, 33 games, 61. Now, Leeds United got a game in hand on 61 points. They would be a big chance to go top of the log. But then I look beyond it. 60 points, West Brom. Middlesbrough, 54 with a game in hand. Bristol City, 2 games in hand, 53. Yeah. This is extremely tight. Are you there, Steve?
It's a really exciting division this year. As I say, in the past, it's always been 1 or 2 teams that have pretty much pulled away.
Yeah.
But this season, you've got those 4 teams at the top with virtually nothing separating them.
Yeah.
And then you've got the teams in the playoffs who aren't that far behind. They're starting to open up a little bit of a gap between the playoffs and the ones below.
Yeah.
At the moment you can sort of perm maybe any 8 say for the top 6 places. But I think obviously we're not in the Championship this year, and I think it is. I think everyone has an opportunity. Certainly, I think the top 4 are the ones who are going to make up the top 2 places.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Sheffield United still, in my own mind, are going to stay there. I just think that they haven't quite got the depth of squad, and there's some big games coming up. But I think it's going to be. Personally, I think it's going to be between Leeds, West Brom, and Norwich are the top 2 places.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, that's fantastic. Stevie, thanks very much for your time, and I hope you're back at work next week and back in the studio.
Yeah, as I say, I shall be watching the West Ham Fulham game even clearer.
Yeah. Don't forget your last one standing. And Steve, please.
I know.
Please,
I'm yet to decide. I tempted to go with your boys, but they've let me down before. So.
Yeah, I'll give you a tip. Don't go for Watford. They've stuck me out 3 times. Thanks, Stevie. Talk to you soon.
Cheers.
All the best,
Bye.
Steve.
Bye-bye. All right, now let's get on to Premiership, Budge. The Premiership fixtures. It's good to get back.
It is, Paul.
It's good to get back. A lot of players freshened up. And the story too, I got a text that Kane's been in training this week, so probably bench him.
Well, you got 4 games in 10 days, Paul, so just pick your spots, you know.
Yeah. You know, but Burnley have always had these big, strong guys. I think
It's never easy, Paul. The Windhouse.
I think we're better playing the songs and Moorers around those guys. When I say that, I'd love Kane to play all the time. But let's have a look. Cardiff City, Watford, Budge.
Paul, you know, I watched Watford. You know, we backed them last Friday. They were lucky against QPR, and they played a strong team.
Yes.
I like Cardiff City, Paul. You know, win and draw. You know, 21-10. It's Watford are a funny team. They're a physical team. They get stuck in. I tell you what, the ball's going to come off out of shape in this one. It's going to be panel beating at the highest order, Paul.
Yeah.
A draw, a big player for me, but it wouldn't be surprised if Cardiff won.
Yeah, they're not too bad at home.
Yeah,
not too bad.
They won the last couple.
West Ham, Fulham, now it's a London derby.
You know, Fulham 12 away games, Paul, 1 point, and there were 2 other. There was Brighton when they were 2 down. They came back to 2-2. Terrible away record, but local derbies, Paul. But as Stevie said, they've got to have a go for it. You never know with West Ham.
West Ham
are a good team.
Good team, that's it. I think West Ham will win, but they're short.
You know, 8-10, Paul. You'd think it's a good bet, but local, I'm always worried about derbies.
Yeah,
Paul,
derbies are tough. Fulham are got to have a go.
They've got to have a go. There's going to be goals in that. Yeah.
Burnley, Spurs. 7-10 Spurs, 4-1 Burnley.
They're unbeaten in 7, Paul. I just think that Eriksen's a difference. You know, the class, the creativity. Spurs are on a roll. It's going for you.
Yeah.
I think they've got more supporters now than they've ever had. Because I think the 2 billion Man United supporters are all hoping Spurs win the league now.
Yeah.
So 7-10, Paul. I fancy Spurs.
Yeah.
The lunchtime kick-off, but
that suits me. I'll have my paws up and a couple of Corona and my TV with a guard over it. Okay, let's look at the later games on Saturday.
Yeah, I think this has got goals written all over it, Paul.
But Bournemouth every now and then put in fantastic performances.
At home, Paul, they're dangerous at home.
They beat Chelsea 4-0,
Yeah, they beat Chelsea 4-0. They're always competitive at home on that tight pitch, Paul. But Wolves are a funny team.
They've had a great year.
Great season. They're 7th.
And they beat Spurs away from home.
You know, they drew United 1-1.
That's
I think it's got a score draw written all over it. Yeah.
Okay. And then Newcastle United, Huddersfield. Now, Huddersfield, to me, are gone.
You know, they're going to have a go. I just think, Paul, Newcastle look absolute certainties. But I've said that before. You know, 2 soccer 13s, they cost us. You know, but 8-10, Paul, they're in our bets. Huddersfield battle for goals. You know, they've lost 12, I think, the last 13. They just don't look like it, even though they should have got a draw against Arsenal. Got to fancy Newcastle to move away from the relegation zone,
All right, the late game on Saturday is Leicester at home to Palace.
You know, I didn't believe when I had a look, they've lost 4 of the last 5 home games, Leicester. And you would never say that. They beat Chelsea away.
That's
you know, they drew at Liverpool, and they've got some good players.
You know,
this should be a cracker, Paul. I remember last year, Palace went there and beat them 3-0.
Is Zaha back?
He should be, yeah.
Should be, yeah.
So this should be a good game, Paul. Late game, which are always nice.
Palace have done all right, eh? Palace have done all right.
Yeah, they needed 1 or 2 more results to stay away.
Yeah.
I like Leicester, the 2 teams, Paul, but goals looks the right way.
Let's go to Sunday. Arsenal are good at home.
Well,
they entertain Southampton, who are fighting for everything.
Yeah, they're away from home. Southampton are better than at home.
Yeah.
But Arsenal's last 12 home league games, Paul, 10 wins and 2 draws. They always beat the bad teams, but I know they play Beta Borisov tonight in the Europa League. He's got to play his best team.
Didn't they lose the first
They lost 1-0 away from home.
That's right, and they're part-timers, half of them.
Well, they're playing Belarus. It won't be easy, Paul. But you've got to think, but this Arsenal, their best chance to get in the Champions League could be winning the Europa.
Yeah, you know, who's the boss, Emre? What's in Rani?
Is that Unai Emery, yeah.
Unai Emery, they said to Unai Emery the other day, how far away are you from a good team? He said 4 miles.
It's at Tottenham. I just wonder if Ozil's going to play tonight, Paul. They've got to sort that out.
They've got to play him.
Yeah. Well, I think he'll play tonight. Otherwise,
quality. You want
can't
to
play £300,000 a week, and the guys are even in your squad.
Yeah.
But 5-10 Arsenal looks the right way to go, Paul.
Okay, Man United, Liverpool. This is a big one.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a Man United supporter. You're funking for them. Liverpool have only lost one game this year.
Yeah.
They're a wonderful side. They played without Virgil the other day, and they've got created
Yeah.
chances. They're a very good team.
Yeah. Paul,
How do you
this
see it?
says, as United, man, this is the game we've been waiting to, even before Mourinho got fired.
Yeah.
Because if there's one team you can't have let win the league, it's Liverpool.
Well,
but I think United will beat them, Paul. If our best players are playing well, Liverpool,
and
the
if their
pressure,
best players are playing well,
I don't think they are.
no, saying if. I'm
If
just
they,
saying
Paul, Mane missed 2 or 3 chances against Bayern Munich.
Yeah, no,
Salah's been battling, so has Firmino.
Yeah.
I just look at United at home, Paul. If ever there's a chance, 2-1 United at home. We were 12-10 to beat PSG.
Yeah.
And now we're 2-1 to beat Liverpool. We got, I think, the full complement coming back. Reportedly, Martial and Lingard are available. But Paul,
so
it's just.
you think they'll win?
I think United have got a great chance.
I don't see
it's
Liverpool
6-10
losing.
win and draw, man. United.
I don't see Liverpool losing. Okay, maybe you're right. You're a Spurs, but at least you tell it objectively, because many times you said, "Well, Man United, they can't win today," and you've been right.
Yeah, I just think
So
this is
you're
like what I
confident.
see, Paul. For the
Yeah.
first time, I look forward to
So
watching
a good
United.
Sunday evening, feet up, Corona.
yeah.
Okay, Budge. League Cup final.
Yeah. Paul,
Chelsea, Man City. What's your opinion? It's got to be Man City.
It's got to be Man City, Paul.
Are they playing this at Wembley?
Playing at Wembley. It has to be Man City. It's just 5-10.
Chelsea have had a
They play-
team that have got a lot of ability.
Yeah.
I didn't think they created many chances the other day. A lot of
No.
possession, and Man City, too much quality possibly.
Oh, Paul, you just have a look all around the squad.
Yeah.
I just think they're a happy team too. Guardiola looks a good guy. You look at Chelsea, and there are a million excuse makers there at Chelsea.
I've learnt over the years, Bud, from watching the Premier League, that when a manager slings off about his players on air,
Doesn't
don't
come
Mourinho
back.
started it.
Yeah.
Mourinho, and Surrey said he couldn't, I don't know what his words were, I don't want to quote him wrongly, but he slung off about them on the air. Don't do that. Keep it for the change room, keep it for the bosses, but don't do it in the air.
As an
Because I
experienced-
don't care how much people believe in him, your players are going to believe in you.
Paul, he's never won a trophy.
No, but he came from nowhere, didn't he?
He's never won a trophy. That was when they hired him.
Sounds like a
Why-
Spurs coach. All right, let's move on. The championship is really, we
Yeah,
just
it's
spoke to
hotting
Steve
up,
about it. It's hotting up. Just, I'm going to ask you before we even go through these games, but which two teams are automatically going up?
Automatic. Well, I've been on West Brom and Middlesbrough all along. I don't see Middlesbrough
So you're
getting
sticking with those
automatic. I think West Brom will go up. A lot of people like Leeds.
I like Leeds.
It's close, Paul. Norwich have come from nowhere. It's tight,
Yeah.
But West Brom have been my tip all along.
Okay,
to
fair
automatic.
enough. I thought, at the beginning of the year, you know what I thought, Budge? I thought Stoke,
Yeah,
Aston Villa, West Bromwich.
yeah.
Phew, one of them might get into play, or might go up. Let's look at the games though. Budge,
Yeah.
Norwich City at home to Bristol.
No, you've got the second page, Paul. It's
Okay, let's go
Birmingham
to-
at home to Blackburn. Sorry, yeah.
Sorry, Birmingham
I like
to
Birmingham,
Blackburn.
Paul, but Birmingham have this thing. They're cruising.
They're in the top 10.
Yeah, they're going well. Gary Monk's there. I think they're about 5 points outside the playoff places. Now's the time to put your run
Blackburn
together.
12th.
Blackburn 12, poor away from home. But remember the FA Cup, they went to Newcastle and nearly got a result
Yeah.
there. But I think goals in the game. But if I've got to side with one team, Paul, it's Birmingham.
Okay.
But draw a player there.
Brentford. Now, Hull City up there, what are they? They're
Paul,
12th.
they've slipped out of the last couple. They've lost the last couple of games, and Brentford have come right the last few games. Brentford 8-10, but I think there's goals in this game, Paul. Both
Yeah.
teams
Have a go.
better attacking players than in defence. I wouldn't be taking 8-10 Brentford. I'd rather take 9-10 over 2.5 goals.
Would you take 1 to 5 Leeds?
Well, I think it's 6-10 to win by more than one goal, and 9-10 to win, Leeds to win, and more than 2.5 total goals. That's the way to go.
That's
but
the way to
Bolton
go.
beat West Brom away. They beat Birmingham away. They flunked results.
Their last 7, they've won 1, lost, and
6.
drawn 6.
Yeah, no, they've lost 6. Sorry, that's wrong. But Bolton are struggling, Paul. They're going
Okay.
down. There's trouble
So
in the
Leeds-
camp with the sponsors.
Leeds got to get on the board early. and
This
get
is a
going.
big game for Leeds. They
Yeah.
don't win this, trouble.
Okay, Middlesbrough,
I
QPR.
like Middlesbrough, Paul. QPR, they've lost 6 of the last 8. They got beaten midweek injury time by West Brom. If Middlesbrough have come well, they should have beat Leeds at home.
Yeah.
Leeds equalised in the 10th minute of injury time. I like 7-10 Middlesbrough, Paul. Good things.
Millwall. Now watch Millwall play Wimbledon, but
Yeah.
I didn't like the ground first of
Yeah.
all. But I'm not mad about Millwall. They won by a great cross, a good
Yeah.
header. But geez, the other
No,
team
they
at
were
the
desperate.
post,
The other team. And
they're
last
not a
night-
good team.
No, not a good team. They beat Derby away last night. But Derby
Did
cost
they?
us a bet, 1-0, yeah. Paul, I'm going for my boys, Preston. I didn't know this. But,
Sorry, last night Derby
they
lost.
beat at home. Millwall beat them 1-0.
No
So
wonder he's
that's-
dropped to 7th,
Yeah,
Derby
so
in the
that's
log.
why. But Millwall have moved away from the relegation. So
Yeah.
I don't think they go down. But 18-10, Paul, my boys on a roll. We've won the last 3 away from home. That's in my
Preston's
bets.
doing all right.
Yeah.
They always seem to, but they always
Paul,
seem
we had
to.
a bad start. Otherwise, we'd be right in the mix. Last year, we
Yeah.
finished 7th, 1 point outside the playoff places.
Could happen again.
Yeah, I don't get there.
Right,
but,
Norwich, Bristol. Good
this
game.
should be a humdinger, Paul. You know, Bristol City were competitive against Wolves in the Cup last weekend.
I wish they were showing championship games on our
so do
TVs.
I,
They're
Paul.
so good.
You know, I think there's goals in this as well, Paul. This is not even money Norwich I wouldn't be taking. You know, Bristol City unbeaten in 15. They won 11 and
Who
drawn
did they
4.
play in the cup?
Got beat by Wolves, 1-0. Remember, Wolves scored
That's
early,
right,
but it was a
that's
good
right.
game. But they
Good
were
game.
competitive.
They were very competitive.
So I wouldn't be taking even money Norwich.
The
you
two
know.
R's, Reading and Rotherham.
Yeah, I like Reading here, Paul.
Yeah,
the
me
last
too.
3 home games have
wouldn't
won
pay to
2 and
watch it.
drawn 1. You know, Rotherham, Paul, I think they've won 2. The last
They've
time they won a game, they beat
They've
Preston.
drawn 1 and lost 6 their last 7.
Yeah, struggling, Paul. You know, Rotherham.
Sheffield Wednesday,
Oh,
Swansea
this
City.
is
Good
Steve
game.
Bruce. Steve Bruce is, I think, if he wins this and Villa don't win, they go above Villa. But Sheffield Wednesday. But Swansea are a funny team, Paul. They beat Brentford 3-1 in the cup. You know, draw a big player for me. Steve Bruce has got his team defending well. You know, we've been for them twice. I'm not taking 16-10 Sheffield Wednesday. Draw player.
Stoke City, Aston Villa.
Paul, desperate game. You know,
Yeah.
2 experienced squads.
Draw.
Of the 2 teams, draw. You know, Aston Villa got better forwards.
Yeah.
But
And then Wigan Athletic playing Ipswich Town. Will they
gotta
get a
be Wigan,
crowd?
you know, Ipswich, they've come right lately, performance-wise, but they're not getting the results. So it's got to be Wigan, Paul.
Okay, West Bromwich Albion,
Phew.
Sheffield United.
This
What
should
a
be a
game.
humdinger,
What a
yeah.
game. And this is played on Saturday
This
as
is,
well.
this is the
Late game.
late game. Yeah, I like West Brom, Paul, but you know Sheffield United.
14-10.
I watched them beat. Or
United
they
a good side.
Good side. I watched them play Sheffield Wednesday with my dad when I was back there in November. They're a good team. Away
Yeah.
from home, this will be end to end, Paul. This
Not
depends.
Forest, just 8th in the log, played Derby County 7th.
Yeah, they've come right under Martin O'Neill. Derby,
Be a good game.
You know, I watched Derby in the Cup. Well, they cost us when they lost to Brighton. They got
Yeah.
totally outplayed by the last 20 minutes.
They
and
came
then
back
they
into
came
it,
back.
yeah.
Yeah, they look tired, and every year they do the same thing. Last night was a terrible result, losing at home to Millwall. I like Forest of the 2 teams. It's a Monday night game, Paul.
All right, let's have a look at the PSL midweek fixtures, okay. On Tuesday, Sundowns were
1-0.
held by Polokwane.
Yeah, it's for somehow they don't play well at home in the league, Paul.
That's amazing, eh?
Yeah, you know, Polokwane are a funny team, but a good result for them.
And Supersport beat Orlando Pirates.
Missed a penalty. It was on the same time as the Seville Lazio, so I didn't watch much of it. They missed a penalty, missed a couple of great chances.
How come there's only 2 games midweek?
Well, you know, Paul,
Jeez,
catch
this
up
log,
games.
yeah, gee, it's always, you're right, it's catch up here. Right, let's look at the PSL standings. It's very important. Bidvest Wits, 37 points, 20 matches.
Yeah.
18 matches, 35 points, Sundowns.
Yeah, they play each other this week, so that could determine which
So
way
if
the league goes.
Bidvest Wits had to win that, they'd put themselves into a 5-point lead with 2 games in.
Yeah.
But they have to win it. They
Gotta
can't
win
have
it,
worse
yeah.
than a draw.
Yeah, can't lose, yeah.
Pirates, 20 matches, 33. They've dropped 4 off the
Yeah,
post.
they can't win it, Paul.
Supersport, 20 matches,
Yeah, they've
32.
come right, Supersport, won the last few games, but it's a match between the top 2.
Let's look at the bottom, Budge.
Yeah.
Let's look at the bottom. All these teams have played 20 games except Free State Stars. So just so you know, Chipper United, 19 points. We moved down to Baraka, 18 points, Budge.
Yeah.
16 points Free State Stars with a game in hand. They could go to 19
Yeah.
or 17. And Marisburg United, 14 points.
Yeah, well, Eric Tinkler has taken over there. They won the first game. They beat Polokwane 3-1 in his first game. So obviously,
He's got to aim to attack these
yeah.
teams above him
Well,
now.
well, they were
Otherwise,
battling the score. Everyone
Yeah.
was parking the bus when they played. So
Okay.
at least he's had a go.
right, let's get your opinions on these
Yeah.
games then, Budge. Supersport, Baraka.
Sorry, boy, it's the Friday game. It
You
starts
guys
with
get
Chipper.
your pages here sorted out. Who's the page man?
Yeah, it's
Chipper, Golden
I
Arrows.
like Chipper, the 2 teams, Paul. Yeah, they won the last 3 at home, and they beat 2 of them were cup games. They beat Sundowns as well in that 3-match run. But Golden Arrows, Paul, they're well organised under Steve Compella, but away from home they've struggled.
Yeah,
So
I want
there
to
has to
speak
be
to
a
you
winner.
about Kaiser Chiefs because I want
Yeah.
to talk about George Durnley, you
The
know, he's
Magic.
technical director at Magic FC, and they played them in the Cup in
Went to
PE.
extra
I watched the whole
time.
game. It was a fantastic game because the better team were Chiefs,
Yeah.
but they're not that good.
No,
They're not that good.
I think the
sure.
Magic aren't a bad team, Paul. Just
That's
listen
true.
to
The
reports.
boy
yeah.
in the midfield, they had one boy with a lovely left foot, remind
Yeah.
me of Matic.
Okay.
Yeah, he was gliding around, and Chiefs, I don't know if they got tired or got them the second half or the injury
Yeah.
time the Chiefs came through, but
I think maybe-
Chiefs had chance at the
Yeah.
post. But Magic a couple of chances, and Canamara and Durnley got to hold their heads up high.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Well, they're second in the Motsepe League in the Western Cape. Let's hope they can get into the playoffs and come up. Be good for them.
Be
Good
good
boy,
for
George.
them.
Yeah.
Now, Kaizer Chiefs obviously have gone through the win. They got to go to Polokwane.
No, this won't be easy, Paul. The only thing is Polokwane at home have struggled. They've drawn more games than they've won.
Yeah.
But a draw a big player in all our PSL, in all our matches, Paul, because they don't score many goals.
Yeah.
And it's easy to defend, as you know, than attack.
Yeah.
But
Saturday, 6 o'clock.
this is a big game, Paul. Gavin's got to win this. I don't see him winning it, but I hope he does win it. You know, keep the league alive.
Yeah.
But, you know, Sundowns,
Yeah.
they've got a lot of games, Paul, but they've got a massive squad. They
Pirates against Lesotho.
Yeah, I think last time Amazulu went to Sundowns, they beat them 2-0. Amazulu aren't the worst of
No,
teams.
not
I
the
think
worst
it's 7-10 on reputation only.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they sneak a draw, Amazulu.
Okay. Supersport United.
I like Supersport. Paul.
Baroka.
You know,
Yeah.
they won last night 1-0. I think
Even-
they're a
even
good
monies,
team.
even money, eh?
money's in our bets. Paul, Baroka have fallen off. They won the Telkom knockout.
Yeah.
They beat Pirates in the shootout. Just battling for goals, Paul.
The Leopards
Supersport
versus
for me.
Haaland?
I like Black Leopards, Paul. I watched them on Monday against Wits in the Cup. They got beat on penalties. Geez, they really played well.
Yeah.
Galmasondo up front's a handful. Similar
Yeah.
performance. I think 18-10 is a good bet, Paul.
Bloem Celtic, Free State Stars.
Local derby, you know, you just never know with Bloem Celtic, you know. Free State Stars have lost 6 of the last 7. The game they beat Maritzburg, I watched, they were superb. But then they got beat by Richards Bay in the Cup. I just couldn't believe it. So, you know, draw a player
Richie
a game.
Allen
Paul.
got the winner, I
Yeah,
believe.
Richie Allen, yeah, at the far post. But, you know, Paul, 18-10, the draw would be my play there. It should be a desperate game, even though Celtic are the better team.
Maritzburg United got to go to Cape Town.
Cape Town City, Benny's got them going well. They don't lose at home, Paul.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's 4 wins and 2 draws in the last 6. 6
Okay.
at 10 is not my price for a PSL team, but you've got to fancy Cape Town City.
All right, let's look at your 6 bets here, bud. Here's the first 6. Tell us your
it's
thinking.
I banked Cape Town City to beat Maritzburg. I've gone the field with Polokwane and Kaizer Chiefs. Likewise, Seville and Barcelona on Saturday. I've gone Sundowns win and draw at Bidvest Wits. I've thrown the draw in with Amazulu, so I've gone Pirates in the draw against Amazulu, and I banked Supersport to beat Baroka at 216.
Okay, the next one.
The second one is the English with a couple of South African games thrown in. I banked Spurs to keep you happy to win at
Thank
Burnley,
you.
which I think they will do. I've gone the field with Bournemouth and Wolves. I've gone the field with Polokwane and Chiefs. I've banked Newcastle to beat Huddersfield. I've gone Sundowns win and draw at Bidvest Wits, and I've gone Leicester win and draw at home against Palace. 216.
Right, let's look at the 10.
Yeah, on to the 10. I've gone the field with Bournemouth against Wolverhampton. I've banked Middlesbrough to beat QPR, Newcastle to beat Huddersfield. I've gone Norwich win and draw at home against Bristol City. I've banked Reading to beat Rotherham.
Right.
Second page, I've gone Sheffield Wednesday win and draw at home against Swansea. I've gone the field in the Stoke City Aston Villa game. I've banked Leeds to beat Bolton. And I've gone Leicester City win and draw at home against Crystal Palace. And West Brom win and draw at home against Sheffield United, 288.
Lovely. Now the big one. We got 12 the other day, Budge.
Paul, 12.
Who let us down?
It was Scunthorpe, of all
Jeez,
teams.
what a name for a team.
The Irons, no.
Yeah.
Scunthorpe,
Okay,
yeah.
give us your
So
opinion,
I've gone Wolves. I've started with Wolves win and draw at Bournemouth. Seeing I've got had to go for one of the teams. I banked Newcastle to beat Huddersfield. I've gone Leicester win and draw at home against Crystal Palace. I've gone Birmingham win and draw at home against Blackburn. I've gone West Brom win and draw at home against Sheffield United. I've banked Middlesbrough to beat QPR. My boys Preston to beat Millwall. Second page, I've gone Norwich win and draw at home against Bristol City. I think Leeds will be too good for Bolton. I've gone Brentford to beat Hull City at home. I've gone Sheffield Wednesday win and draw at home against Swansea. I've gone the field in the Stoke City Aston Villa game, and I've banked Reading to beat Rotherham, 326.
Budgie's best bets. Here we go. Budge,
Paul.
give us your
So
thinking
the roll
here.
continues. Yeah, I think Newcastle will be too good for Huddersfield. I think Tottenham will beat Burnley. I can't believe Man United are 2-1 at home to beat Liverpool, so I've thrown that in. And I've gone over 2.5 goals in the Arsenal-Southampton, Paul, 2,800 to 200.
Championship.
Yeah, I think Middlesbrough will beat QPR. I like Preston to beat Millwall and Reading to beat Rotherham. And I've gone over 2.5 goals in the Brentford-Hull City game, 3,200 to 200.
All right.
On to the PSL, I've backed Black Leopards to beat Highlands Park. I've gone Supersport to beat Baroka. And I think there'll be a goal fest. I know you don't see too many in the PSL between Amazulu or Pirates and Amazulu. Well, 2,400 to 200 are both teams to score in England. I've gone Bournemouth Wolves, Leicester Crystal Palace, Brentford Hull, Norwich Bristol City, and West Brom Sheffield United, 3,000 to 200.
Right, the Spanish
The
omelette.
Spanish omelette, yeah. Atletico Madrid to beat Villarreal. I've gone Real Valladolid to beat Real Betis. I've gone both teams to score in the Getafe Rayo Vallecano and Athletic Bilbao Arbor game, 17 to 1, so 3,400 to 200. The Collis King. I've gone Man City to beat Chelsea. I've gone Newcastle to beat Huddersfield. I've gone Middlesbrough to beat QPR. I've gone Luton Town to beat Coventry. I've gone Juventus to beat Bologna and Atletico Madrid to beat Villarreal.
Right, but last week your best bet won.
Yeah, it was Millwall.
Millwall,
They were
yeah.
lucky, but
They won.
we got
They
paid.
won.
Yeah,
You've gone for Reading this time.
yeah, Paul. It's got to be, I believe, even money or around that price. I think
Yeah.
Middlesbrough 7 to 10. There's a few teams 7, 8 to 10, but I don't go that.
Yeah,
broad.
you got to go better.
I think people deserve value, so I've gone 11 to 10 Reading. The last 3 home games, they beat fairly good teams, and Rotherham are struggling.
Your value bet will have a few people choking on
There were 2 of my value bets, but I just think Man United, 2 to 1 Man United is just, and
You
the
like
other
the
one was
value.
18 to 10 Preston. My 2 teams, Paul. I don't like going for them, but
No,
I
you
just
gotta
think
have
the
them.
prices are way out.
There we go. That's it. Don't forget. Last one standing. Get all the budge, get your bets on, get in, get rolling. We start on Friday night. Until next time, stay on side.